Evening, folks. Brian here, Geomagnetic Earthwatch, Wednesday, January 4th, year 2023 on our planet. I just got off from watching and listening to James of the Earth Changes channel, and I thank you very much, Brother James, for mentioning me and promoting me on my channel, Geomagnetic Earthwatch. I appreciate that very much. Same to you, Sister 10,000 Lakes BC, both of you. I appreciate it very much. As for you children out there in YouTube land, let this be an example of two mature gentlemen who can work together in spreading the word, both words, promoting each other, not disparaging each other, calling the other guy fraud, not trying to discredit him. You know who had something to do with that? Surprise, ding! He did. The big guy up there. He works in mysterious ways. I gotta throw that in. I gotta rub it in. Anyway, thank you very much. So it's not just about the facts of the magnetic reversal. It's also about a spiritual awakening, a spiritual battle, spiritual warfare. You gotta get ready for it. Some, but I think only a very few are awake and know what I'm talking about. Of that small percentage, they can connect the science of the magnetic reversal to tribulation and how everything is just going to come together very neatly. Some. Now, these battles, it's going to be against false narratives, lies, deceit, orchestrated distractions. Not just from YouTubers, but from the mainstream and the government, the man, the system, which is being prepared for him. Being prepared for this and this, so you can only buy food and other essentials as long as you have this and this. But it's also in worship of the beast. It goes hand in hand. It's not this. It has to be in knowledge of the beast. Wake up. Unfortunately, it's also going to be a battle within families. Those who do not believe you or believe in you. Those who want to drag you back to the cities. Me and my family, we come from the outskirts of Vancouver, British Columbia on the coast until 2017 when I received a message. At that time, I wasn't too sure. I know now. Get your family off the coast and get them well inland. But there's still members of the family who want to ignore reality, hide away in their fake and phony lives, materialistic lives. For some, it doesn't matter if you say you pray, because that's how you were brought up. Doesn't mean you're spiritually awake. You got to think about yourself, your family, and more importantly, your children. Because as we get into the events of the magnetic excursion and how our planet is going to be responding, it's going to be the same time as the tribulation, and it's all going to be coming together. Your children. I'm going to stop for a minute and mention Mr. Ben Davidson on his Q&A today. And he had some difficulties answering a question, which I appreciate the difficulty. And the questions that he has been getting is, When and how do you tell your children? And there is no clear answer, is there? Depends on how strong you are and how your children look up to you. And it doesn't matter how damn smart you are, or you think you are, or portray yourself. You don't have all the answers. So it's going to be a fight. It's not going to be a fight between YouTubers. You've gone in the wrong direction. It's going to be a fight against him, looking for the weak psyche. And there's a lot of them out there. I think personally that the governments are really stepping up the pace to finalize the final steps of Agenda 2030. I think they want it completed in 2 years, based on what I see happening everywhere. And if true, then that just means that the magnetic excursion is changing faster and quicker than they anticipated, just like in 2019 it did. That's just what I think. I'm putting it out on the table. You can take a look at it if you want. Up to you. But, you know, people, you gotta form an underground movement, a resistance, like the French did in the Second World War. You gotta seek out your tribes, your communities, like-minded people, resources. Apply my daughter's definition of anarchy, which is to not rely on the system and the man, to get away from it. She wants nothing to do with it. 14-year-old wants nothing to do with it. Maybe subconsciously she knows what's coming. You gotta get out there. Don't follow your GPS down that lane, on that multi-lane highway I was talking about, because it's only going to lead you to slaughter. And once you get past to a certain point, they're going to close the toll gate behind you and you're not going to get out. Get that old map book out I was talking about. And pre-plan ahead for those exit routes. My daughter asked me today, Daddy, are we going camping this spring? And I said, of course we are. Because Daddy has plan Bs for everything in life and ulterior motives. My wife doesn't know yet. So I said, of course we are, because I want to take several off routes. And I want to go exploring my province for, in the future, somewhere else to bug out to. While there's time. Because once you pass a certain point and you get stuck, you're stuck. You're stuck in the beast system. You'll have to become someone you are not and do things you've never done before if you want to survive. You work hard and you toil and you sweat, sometimes both of you, 6, maybe 7 days a week to pay the man the money he wants to sustain you. And some family just want to stay with that. And you gotta separate. Because you know better. Speaking of my daughter, she's autistic and she has nightmares. Before the conflict in Ukraine and elsewhere started up, she started having nightmares about nuclear wars. She also had another nightmare that she related to me, that when people went outside of their homes, almost immediately they started to burn up. And I thought, this is falling in line to my studies. Burning up from increased levels of ultraviolet C, which is not supposed to reach us, which is because our ozone is being depleted by the increased cosmic ray penetration, or their secondary showering particles, that we and our plants are starting to feel. People are starting to burn up. Fascinating. Anyway, that's about it for now. So keep your eyes open to the skies for the signs from the sky and the heaven, and these are two different meanings. He's already told you. When you wake up in the morning, take a look at the sun. Where's it coming out from? You go to bed at night, take a look at the stars. You get up in the middle of the night, you go pee. Go to your window, take a look. Spend a moment. Spend a moment with him. Buckle up, folks. Put on your armor. It's time to go to war, whether you like it or not. You want to survive, you want to protect your family, most of all your children. Have a good evening. Thank you, James.